So then let's consider, first of all, what is a mind in the grip of vicious circles? Well, one of the most obvious instances that we all know is the phenomenon of worry. The doctor tells you that you have to have an operation. And that has been set up so that automatically everybody worries about it. But since worrying takes away your appetite and your sleep, it's not good for you. But you can't stop worrying, and therefore you get additionally worried that you are worrying. And then furthermore, because that is quite absurd and you're mad at yourself because you do it, you are worried because you worry because you worry. That is a vicious circle. So now, can you allow your mind to be quiet? Isn't it difficult? Because the mind seems to be like a monkey, jumping up and down and jabbering all the time. Once you've learned to think, you can't stop. And an enormous number of people devote their lives to keeping their minds busy and feel extremely uncomfortable with silence. When you're alone, nobody's saying anything, there's nothing to do. There's this worry, this lack of distraction. I'm left alone with myself, and I want to get away from myself. I'm always wanting to get away from myself. That's why I go to the movies. That's why I read mystery stories. That's why I go after to girls or anything that you do, or get drunk or whatever. I don't want to be with myself. I feel queer. So, well, why do you want to run away from yourself? What's so bad about it? Why do you want to forget this? Why do you want to become yourself? Because you are addicted to thoughts. This is a drug. Really dangerous. Compulsive thinking, going on and on and on and on and on. It's a habit. So there's a difficulty about stopping that activity. And you really have to stop it if you want to be sane. Because if I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. And I'll end up in the situation of having nothing to talk about but my own talking. Or so in exactly the same way, if I think all the time, I won't have anything to think about except thoughts. So in order to have something to think about, there are times when you simply must stop thinking. Well, how do you do that? The first rule is don't try to. Because if you do, you will be like someone trying to make rough water smooth with a flat iron. And all that will do will stir it up. So in the same way as a muddy, turbulent pool quiets itself when left alone, you have to know how to leave your mind alone. It will quiet itself.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Sit up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things are going to change.
How many stations does this go on?
I know it goes to Louisville and Atlanta. I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Who are you talking to, Kurt? Are they yelling at Atlanta?
Are they yelling in Atlanta, Ted? But first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
They're yelling in Baton Rouge.
Get up, get up, get up out of your...
Son of a bitch! We struck the mother load!
Stick your head out the window, open it, and stick your head out and keep yelling and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. Just get up from your chairs right now. Go to
Where
the
you
window.
going? I want to see if anybody's yelling.
Open it and stick your head out and yell and keep yelling. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm mad as of the Union Broadcasting Systems, and he died at 11 o'clock this morning of a heart condition, and woe is us. We're in a lot of trouble. So, a rich little man with white hair died. What has that got to do with the price of rice, right? And why is that woe to us? Because you people and 62 million other Americans are listening to me right now. Because less than 3% of you people read books. Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. Because the only truth you know is what you get over this tube. Right now, there is an entire generation that never knew anything that didn't come out of this tube. This tube is the gospel, the ultimate revelation. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. And woe is us if it ever falls in the hands of the wrong people. And that's why woe is us that Edward George Ruddy died. Because this company is now in the hands of CCA, the Communication Corporation of America. There's a new chairman of the board, a man called Frank Hackett, sitting in Mr. Runner's office on the 20th floor. And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be paid for truth on this network. So you listen to me. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. If you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves. Because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. Man, you're never going to get any truth from us. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you that Kojak always gets the killer and that nobody ever gets cancer in Archie Bunker's house. And no matter how much trouble the hero is in, don't worry, just look at your watch. At the end of the hour, he's going to win. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like a tube. You eat like a tube. You raise your children like a tube. You even think like a tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
Enough of that. How y'all doing? What's going on, chat room? Let's do our roll call real quick. Draymond, what's up with you? Bitch Ride or Die, Wax Dog, Glycel, hey mommy, Catrice, Monica, Shima, who got the keys to my Beamer, Rainfire, we got Rebecca in here, not the Becky, Myron, what's up with you, bro? Royce, Christina, we got China Baby, says she ain't been here in a minute, I ain't noticed it. Good to see you again, Brandy, Como. Got Goldie, we got TC, we got Dainty, we got Michelle, what's up with you? Prince, with his silly ass. We got Christine Jackson. Kiara, what's up with you? And let's see here. Anybody else? Simone, what's up with you, Simone? Straight out of Philly, what's up? P. Smith, what's up with you? Lamar Brand TV, what's up with you, bro? World News, what's up with you? I thought I saw you in here. And let's see what else we got. We got everybody. Black Cuban, what's up with you? Yo, Black Cuban, give me permission to upload your video about the critical condition thing with Kanika. I want to put that up, but I'd rather get your permission to share it so people can see it. And I'm gonna make sure, you know how I do. I'm gonna make sure everybody come to you and sub to you, get all the credit. You know how it go. Irene Nelson, Sam Francis, what's up with you? T Money, Shauna Brown. Is it Shania Brown or Shauna Brown? Donnie the Survivor, Kay the Traveler, and that's it. All right, so let me make sure I get my word from Black Cuban. For sure. All right, so look, once this is over, Black Cuban has a video. I don't want to share this video because I want to properly put it up right where it's all there. And I'm gonna make sure I put a link up. Y'all need to sub to Black Cuban. Man, good information. She's been around for a while. One of the jewels that's in the, I guess you could say diamond in the dirt. So anyway, what's up, Sonya? All right, so I want to get right into it. For those who are asleep, I want to go back to a quote from last year. One of my good friends, Zachary Hubbard. He is on YouTube, but it's kind of hard to keep up with him because he can't keep a page just like everybody else. I'm going to put my chat over here because I want to make sure we be able to see everybody's words. And I want to read this to y'all. All right. The key thing about Zachary Hubbard is he has the language of gematria, where you take the alphabet and you code it into numbers, and vice versa. And Jade Helm and Freemasonry both equals 58. And there was an article that he actually went over prior to January the 8th of 2016, before he left office. What's up, Miss Tony? He had spoke about calling out the people who were conspiracy theorists over FEMA camps and Jade Helm. I'm going to get into what FEMA camps are, Jade Helm. We're going to get into all of that. The Walmart closings, and Sam's Club's closing. In my city alone, there's a Sam's Club that just closed down in the middle of Orange Mound that has been there for years. And I mean years. It just closed down. Nobody got a notice. They just turned everybody around, basically saying, you don't come to work. That's it. And I don't know if y'all remember, I was live on YouTube trying to get some blank DVDs. Y'all remember that? And I was at the Sam's Club. And I ended up going to the one on Winchester on the other side of town. Remember, the lady had told me, what she had told me? She told me, she said something of, well, you shouldn't have been sitting here all morning, because I made sure they had some. When I got there, they claimed they had 81 in stock, but there was none on the shelf. And they claimed they looked for them, and apparently they was missing. But that's the one that closed. And that Sam's Club has been there forever. I just think the closing is just weird. It ain't like they even give the employees a notice. They came to work, and all of a sudden they was turned back around. You know what I mean? But and then I'm gonna read exactly from the quote from him via that morning of January 8, 2016. In the time I've been doing my research, making the outputs that I've never talked about Jade Helm and FEMA camps, because I've always seen those are just fake boogeyman threats to distract people. In the time of Jade Helm hysteria among truth seekers, I was warning people that nothing would come out of the military exercise. I was just false fear mongering, which I turned out to be right about, by no surprise to myself. Jade Helm 58, Freemasonry 58. Even CNN was hyping the Jade Helm boogeyman threat this past summer. That should have been a clue to everyone. Anyhow, I bring this up because last night Obama talked about these two issues: FEMA camps, fear mongering, and Jade Helm. That's not two issues, is it? I guess FEMA camp, yeah, fear mongering, that is two things. Okay, fear mongering or both. Okay, I misread that. How the conspiracy theorists of the internet are promoting these false messages. By making these comments, he is able to get the sheep to dismiss people such as myself by grouping me in the legion of morons who promote the false fear. Now, for the record, I think he does believe it now. He didn't believe it then, because trust me, a lot of people come across this stuff and they come across it where later on they realize it. So to be fair, let's keep that clear. By making these comments, he is able to get the sheep to dismiss people such as myself by grouping me in a legion of morons who promote the false fear. Almost every YouTube channel was caught up on Jade Helm all summer, while ignoring the message I was putting out, the one that mattered. There's a lot of controlled oppositions out here. The controlled opposition is dominating the truth movement right now. This is where my arrogance comes in, but arrogance that is on point. As I've said before, if my truth channel was the only truth channel on the web, the world would be better off. These other cats out here, they don't get it for the most part. They're fooled by all the wrong things. They don't understand what's really up, and they're easily distracted. In turn, they put out messages that contribute to the problems instead of helping be part of the solution. Meanwhile, I keep giving people the tool of gematria that reaps endless rewards and gets the truth of the matter on subjects as well as better than anything else in the world. All right. Now remember that, because the key to gematria is that if you can match certain numbers and certain words together, they pretty much connect in code. Another case in point here. For example, this is what you're seeing is the gematria calculator, which, as you can see, 58, Freemasonry, 58. All right. Now, for those that want to get into this gematria thing, this website is called gematrinator.com, and you can type anything in here. For example, Martin, gematria will be full reduction, reverse, English ordinal, and reverse ordinal. It pretty much shows you the calculation here. As you can see, 4 plus 1 plus 9 plus 2 plus 9 plus 5. That's pretty much the alphabet. You understand? It's 6 letters in one word. It equals 30 in that form. Then you have the reverse form, which is 5, 8, 9, 7, 9, 4. And remember, when you look at the 1, you always combine it and you add it as one number. Like the 13 will be 4, the 1, 18 will be 9, 2, you drop the 0, that'll be 2 alone. All numbers that have a number of 0. I mean, I could get into it, but I'd rather not really get too much into that right now. And one thing I want to discuss with y'all is this. And there's a video I want to show you, because it's going to be numerous videos, so I could bring the people who aren't aware of what's going on to where you can be aware of what's going on. That way you'll know. Because we have been always telling you people, especially truth seekers like myself, because I'm still a person that's learning. But my thing is that people like me, the real Yvonne, Feared, Planet of Fakes, Richie from Boston, Zachary Hubbard, Russian Vids. It's a lot of us out there. I don't want to miss out any names, so if I miss their names, that forgive me for that. Mrs. Tony, for example. A lot of y'all have been asleep. The whole Kanika thing, the Orlando thing, the Aurora shooting, the Sandy Hook, all these different stories are all in one thing. Either there is a hoax, a psyop, or there's something that's just pretty much some type of conspiracy within it all. Like somebody might die, somebody might not have died, somebody may have died, and there's a psychological breakdown or psychological programming inside of it. There's no doubt in my mind that when you look at every single story, even if you believe it's real, there's some type of problem. Even with 9/11, something is wrong here. When you look at 9/11, you're not supposed to believe logically that a plane could hit a building made of titanium steel, sink into the building, cause an explosion, and that's what took down the building within a matter of a few hours. You're not supposed to believe that logically. On top of that, you're not supposed to believe that they can't find a black box, but they found red bandanas. Can't find plane rubbish and can't find the human bodies, but some kind of way they found passports. The other two planes that never existed, because you see the planes that's supposed to hit the Pentagon, you don't see a plane. You don't see parts of a plane. Over here, you got the plane that landed in Pennsylvania, no plane, no nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, like, are you going to even question that? Or are you just going to let it go? But a lot of people just like to forget. We like to move on. And I'm going to just speak to my black people, because I know some white people or some Mexicans or whatever. Black people, I'm tired of pretending. A lot of us like to pretend. We love to do that. And at the end of the day, it's time to start pretending. It's time to start pretending we don't have a problem as black people. It's time to start pretending that we ain't putting each other down, we aren't killing each other, whatever the case may be. It's time to start pretending that we don't have issues. It's time to stop putting this shit in the garbage can, sweeping it under the rug and all of that. Because at the end of the day, these people around you, this 1%, because it's not about the white people that's in control. I want y'all to understand that. All these niggas out here telling y'all white people in control. Nah, it's the Zionists. Some of the people have never said that. Y'all probably have never, most of y'all have never heard that word. Never heard of the Jewish Zionist system. They control the media, they control entertainment, Hollywood, sports, etc. and they look at the Caucasian as nobody important. There was one white lady that told me at FedEx Smart Post when I did security. She told me, and I'm gonna speak on Drake for a minute. She told me it wouldn't matter if Drake's dad was an African from Kemet. His mom is Jewish. That bloodline means more than any race, whether it be Caucasian, Negroid, or anything. That bloodline comes before anything. And I want you to look at Drake's success and just figure it out for yourself. Because most people don't know his mom is Jewish. You understand? I want y'all to think about Kaepernick, because I talked about it before, but I'm going to give y'all a brief rundown, because we're going to get to, this going to be a long fucking video. Kaepernick. How many of y'all know that his mom is Jewish? Come on now. Christina, you knew his mom was Jewish? Now, a lot of y'all don't know that. You know why you don't know that? Because y'all don't research. It's not a bad thing. But I'm gonna tell you this. Not, I can prove it, but I'm not gonna get into that. Because that's a lot of black people don't really care. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't care. But the thing is that his mom is Jewish, know who his dad is, and won't tell him who his dad is. This is facts. His real mom would not tell him who his dad is. All right? And my thing is how does he even know he's black? He was raised by an adopted family. His real mom didn't raise him, gave him up for adoption. How many of y'all know that? On this ride down, he beyond light-skinned. He half Jewish, half something. We don't know if he's black. I'm tripping off how people are just sitting up here and just, you know, all of a sudden he's wearing an afro. I mean, come on, man. Y'all don't think Jewish people have curly, little kinky hair? Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know Jewish people that were pale skin had brown eyes, long noses, African features in the cheek, as far as the structure of the jaw. Y'all didn't know these things? That's how a lot of times I can identify certain people that people say they white. I'd be like, nah, they Jewish. Same thing with Tariq Nasheed, right? Does anybody know that the wife of his children has a Jewish mom? Y'all didn't know that, did you? Let me see the chat room side. A lot of people don't know that either. Scott said she did. Yeah. So hate him or love him. Do y'all know the real reason him and Thomas Sotomayor got a problem? He mentioned the Jewish slave trade should have been mentioned in the Hidden Colors movie, and I think it was the third or the second one. I forgot. But he was pretty much just giving his opinion about it. He never said it was bad. He just said he hoped that was mentioned. And ever since then, Tariq has been on a World War III with him, simply for that comment. You understand? But that's a part of history that the Europeans paid the Jewish people, funded the slave trade amongst the black people. That's facts. That's something that should always been mentioned, and that's what you don't get in Hollywood when it comes down to these slave movies. Remember, Marlon Brando said it. We got everything about the Italian, the nigger, the white, the cracker, or whatever the word, I'm paraphrasing here. But he said we never get that movie about the Jewish person. Exactly. Never made a movie about Khalid Muhammad. So my thing is this, that's what it was. That's their problem. That's their problem. It's not Tommy. It's not Tariq. It's the fact that Tariq is literally in bed with the Jewish bloodline. And he's going to protect that shit no matter what. Did y'all know that there is a choreographer, a director, Oh, no, not a director. There's a choreographer, a cinematographer, and an editor. All three are Jewish people, and they're responsible for every single Hidden Colors movie made. Let me know something. This gonna show me something. How many of y'all really research? And you know, the funny thing about it is that when I mention this to black people, they don't care. But you should care, because you got to question, how sincere are these people really? And what type of agenda do they really have? Now you got to question the documentaries, like how much of this stuff is factual? You see what I'm saying? Why ain't make a move about Dr. Sebi? Well, you know, I'm gonna ask this though. The way he go hard at black people, I ain't never seen him go hard at the white folks. I seen him come on Tucker's show on Fox and he bitched up twice. I ain't never seen him go in on Tucker. You see what I'm saying? You know how he put his hand across his head, giving a signal that he's a Mason? Certain things like that, y'all don't peep, because y'all don't catch it, because y'all so blinded by reality. It's kind of like for 8 years we watch a half nigga, half black, half white guy. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this: if you got the half black, half white guy that's sitting up here telling y'all, change, hope, yes we can. You ain't heard that shit since the day he got voted in, huh? What happened to it? He played y'all. A lot of black people still believe in the vote. They still believe in Trump. They still believe that this whole thing about voting matters. The shit don't matter. It never has. Know what I mean? So, like I said, of course Tariq is not gonna tell y'all, man, yeah, we should, you know, because all as a real intelligent black guy, right? From Tariq's perspective, if I'm Tariq, if I want to be honest with y'all, if that guy Tommy said, hey man, he got a point, man. Maybe we should put that in Hidden Colors 4 or 5 or whatever, that we should mention the joke. But no, he can't say that. And ever since then, he's been on that tirade because those are the people who put money in his pocket. Trust me, the people that can't talk about certain people, those are the ones you better start worrying about. Hold on a second. Be careful on this step. All right. Yeah, because the people you can't speak on, trust and believe on the people that's in your pocket. Now, if I want to be honest, we all pay taxes. We all are American citizens. We all are owned by the government. We all are owned by the, unless you're a sovereign citizen, we're all property to these states. Your social security number and your birth certificate makes you a price. You're in debt to society when you're born and everything in between. That's how it goes. So let's get into this.
Pop quiz. What do Arizona, Utah, Nevada, Texas, New Mexico, California, and Colorado all have in common? Well, a lot of things on the surface, right? They're all states. They all probably have animals in them. But we're looking at something different, right? Because here's another thing they have in common. From July 15th to September 15th, each of these states will be part of a gigantic military exercise held by Uncle Sam on U.S. soil. In fact, one of the biggest in U.S. history. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Jade Helm 15. Thanks for tuning in. So that's Matt behind the camera. I'm Ben. We're going to give Chuck Norris our guest spot today because we love Chuck Norris jokes, right? We have a few pretty good ones that we probably can't do on air in case he finds us. But also Chuck Norris has written publicly with his concerns about Jade Helm 15. And here are the concerns in a nutshell. You will hear people saying that this is secretly a program to institute martial law. People have quoted Alex Jones as saying this. However, Alex Jones did come back and say that he did not think this was an immediate thing of a massive world power or world government takeover or even a federal takeover. He said this was a kind of incrementalism, meaning that these periods of state control will raise slowly by degrees.
And that's the problem. You have people like Alex Jones, a rich ass white boy or a white guy who's telling you half or maybe 30% of what you need to know. Perfect example. I remember one day, and I can't find the video. We had a crew of people about 2 years ago who was trying to get him to admit that 9/11 had no planes being used. We tried our best to get him to admit that. Not to say I was on the phone call, but they called. And for some strange reason, they got kicked off. I can't find that video to save my life. And at the time, I wish I had a copy of it because he would never answer the question. Because we said, do you know that planes were not used on 9/11? And he would never say it. He said, I don't know if that did be true. And I'm like, whatever, bro. All right, cool. Because trust me, if you got money like that, you know the answers. Trust me. Your military people know the answers. There's very few of them that are in the dark about what really happened. Let's continue.
You can picture the metaphor or the old analogy, rather, of frogs slowly boiling in a pot. And we had a lot of requests via emails, via Facebook messages, YouTube comments to take a closer look at Jade Helm. And we found some interesting stuff, especially the rumor that these unused Walmarts were going to be staging areas or FEMA collection.
Now, not to shit on Dabu. Dabu is one of those people that's going to tell you 70 to 80% of the truth. He'll leave that 20% and put it in his pocket. He ain't going to talk too much. So he's one of those people on YouTube. That's like I said, the ones that will go 100% are the people who will be honest with you. He's not going to go 100%. So a few other people I ain't going to name, but there's a few of them that won't go 100%. Like my guy World News, going full throttle 100%. Ain't going to be bullshit. Going to be uncut, fed, uncut. Planet of the Fakes, uncut. Yvonne, uncut. Miss Tony, uncut. That's how I see it. There's a few others out there, but I ain't going to just name too many of them. But let's go.
Camps, and that there were underground tunnels. Well, I guess most tunnels are underground, but there were tunnels connecting these different facilities.
Now, these underground tunnels are all over the country. Underground cities are all over the country. A lot of y'all don't know that. There's literally places that you can go underground. As a matter of fact, us as flat earthers, because I am a flat earther, we understand that there is land inside of this planet. There is no round ball. You have been duped since grade school. Yes, you have been lied to. And this is the thing that pisses me off about being a child, growing up to an adult, is that everybody lied to me as a kid, as a young teen. You see what I'm saying? I've been lied to all these years about thousands of things. You see what I'm saying? And when you've been lied to, it makes you wonder, like, man, my generation failed me on information. And that's my job, to tell my son everything that we learning. Like, he can go to school and people are going to look at him crazy. Because we talk about 9/11, he going to tell y'all, when no planes used. Teacher will look at him crazy, but like I said, I had a conversation with him. I said, dude, he got the facts to back that up. Now, you don't have to agree with that, but that's cool. You're doing your job. And I told him, i.e., teachers are not fully truthful. You're doing a job and you get paid to do certain things. And he kind of like smirked at me. I said, yeah, all right, bro. But he tried to give my son a D on his project about 9/11. He got 100, as he should have.
And concerns about Jade Helm and what this program entails extend all the way to political officials. The governor, also Senator Ted Cruz, they both reached out to both the public of Texas and the people in the Pentagon. I guess the public of the Pentagon, whatever. The point is, they said that they had been assured that this was not some encroachment upon the sovereignty or the citizenship or the constitutional rights of the average citizen there in Texas. However, there is this overwhelming concern and anxiety that things might not be exactly as they seem. And in a way, this is true. Now, is Jade Helm itself some sort of insidious attempt to take over parts of the U.S. piece by piece by piece? Probably not.
Technically, it isn't, because they already control it. So ask yourself, what is the big goal of trying to get us under these systems? That's the mystery.
Because we've heard about it. It was on the Daily Show. It's kind of like a Ouija board. You know what I mean? Like, if there is a way to contact the dead, is it a mass-produced game made by Parker Brothers? However, there are disturbing things. We should say that out of those 7 states we just named, only 5 are going to be part of these active military operations, having soldiers and special forces assets on the ground. And according to official accounts, what they are doing is training for future overseas operations, because the terrain in these 5 states represents a lot of what military operatives find when they are fighting or involved in operations overseas. Essentially, you could say this is a dress rehearsal for a war. Well, a lot of people might object to that phrase, a dress rehearsal for a war. But the fact of the matter is that we see military exercises, not just by the US, but by pretty much every major world power on an ongoing, continual basis. And there are a couple of reasons for this. First, they have to know the equipment works, because imagine needing a plane to fly and then finding out it doesn't.
Right.
When you're in the air.
Exactly.
Second, they need to have their personnel trained, right? And third, and for our purposes, maybe most interestingly, we will see military exercises start taking place in areas of global tension, right? There at the Strait of Hormuz, it's time for a military exercise. Things aren't going so well at the parallel between North Korea and South Korea, time for a military exercise. Russia and insert name of Western European country here, time for a military exercise. And we've used that iceberg comparison before. When you see most of the commonplace reports of this sort of stuff, you see the tip of the iceberg and not the big explanation under the water, beneath the surface, about why this stuff is occurring. Now, what really
Y'all ever heard of underground cities in the ocean? Cities that have been buried? Well, y'all ain't ready for that. I'll do that another time.
As people worry of Jade Helm 15 is that it is so large. There have been so many other domestic military exercises or espionage activities. You know, how do we role play and catch a spy, for instance? However, this is one of the first and only, as far as we know, publicly acknowledged thing to have this many people in this many places doing this many things. And we looked at some of the official sources, even PowerPoints.
That's right.
Which you can find online. And they say things like, Jade Helm is a challenging 8-week joint military and interagency.
I want you to read that. They claim it's a challenging 8-week joint military interagency, unconventional warfare exercise conducted throughout Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado. And I want to ask y'all a question. Why is that all on the West Coast? Why is this the map? See that? Everything is on the West Coast in this area. You see it? Everything is right here, because you know what's below there? Mexico. Yeah. Let's get back to the video.
Agency unconventional warfare exercise conducted throughout Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado. This is a special forces kind of thing. And regardless of whether it's a group of people taking over a state, it is disturbing to think that the military might be conducting operations in your town, that you might receive a notice one day saying these people performing suspicious activities are working for us, and it's just an exercise. Remain calm, deep breaths, carry on, or that there will be noise complaints, or that there might be people going around carrying blanks in their guns. And this has the population of these areas worried. At this point, the vast majority of U.S. news sources and the vast majority of the U.S. population doesn't think this is some kind of Red Dawn style takeover or some encroaching federal force squashing out the common man.
You know why? Because the American people aren't as smart as they say they are. They're not. Just look at YouTube. Look at how dumb we really are. And I don't throw myself out of it. I'm a lot smarter than that, but I'm not that intelligent as people think. Sometimes I get gullible sometimes. But as American people, man, we are not smart. Trust me, we're not. YouTube is a perfect example, a perfect proof that we're not that smart. Just look at Homeboy channel over there. Majority of those people won't even research and question any damn thing he says. That's ignorant.
However, the Texas State Guard was mobilized, and the Texas State Guard is a very interesting entity. It has no federal, oversight.
Right.
The buck stops at Texas. So this will look.
Texas has the tax system too. They do. I'll say that.
Mobilizing this force shows how widespread the anxiety and the concern is. Now, how will Jade Helm 15 play out? That is something we will not know until at least July 15th of this summer. So we're going to stay tuned. We'll hopefully be coming back to update it.
Now, technically, it don't have to be a date. Keep that in mind. By the way, Jade Helm stands for Joint Assistant for Deployment and Execution. HELM stands for Homeland Eradication of Local Militants. Don't know if that's true, but that's what I believe. All right? Don't take my word for it.
And we will have some conclusive looks at it on September 15th. However, there's another piece of this puzzle, or piece of the larger context, that a lot of other reporting sources are failing to present. And it's this, that a military exercise on domestic soil, as disturbing as unsettling as it will be, pales in comparison to the military exercises occurring across the globe and going unreported. Just a quick statistic, for example, in 2014, there were 674 U.S. military operations on the continent of Africa. That is 2 a day on average the entire year.
Yeah.
And where are they in the news? Thank you so much for watching. We want to hear from you. Do you live in one of the states that will be affected by Jade Helm? What have you seen? What do you think is happening? Do you think this is sensationalism and alarmism? Do you think that there is a legitimate concern for the safety of the civilians? Do you think it is legitimately some kind of takeover plot, as various people have argued? Or, do you think it's just a bunch of fear-mongering? We'd love to hear your comments here. Like this video and stay tuned, because we have more stuff on the way every week. And as we said earlier, we are going to be returning to Jade Helm when the actual operation begins. In the meantime, find Matt and I on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can check out every podcast we've ever done on our website, stufftheydon'twantyoutoKnow.com. And you can always write to us directly. Our best suggestions come from you. We are conspiracy@howstuffworks.com.
I at least want to play that out just in case they find this video. Y'all subscribe to these guys. This is their website, stufftheydon'twantyoutoKnow.com. All credit to them, fair use as well. All right. So what I want to get into also is a video about the fall plans and different things of that nature, where if you notice that a lot of these stores are closing, and today there was 63 that closed in the country. One in my city closed down, and trust me, like Sam's, and those that don't know, Walmart and Sam's are the same company. Sam's Club is owned by Walmart. I think it's the other way around. Is it the other way around? I think it's Sam's Club is owned by Walmart, correct? Yeah, Walmart. So that store closing down right there in the middle of the hood where the population is predominantly black. That's a problem because now everybody has to go to Kroger, Superlow, Save a Lot. Ew. Save a Lot. You know what I'm saying? What else we got over there? That's it. Superlow is up the block. You got Kroger, and that's it. There's no Sam's Club. You know, the next nearest Walmart is where I went on the other side of town, far east. So that's the closest Walmart, and the next Walmart that you could get to will be on the north side. And you got a Walmart in Whitehaven. You know what I mean? So I want to get into this real quick. Let's go.
There's the sound, you guys.
We don't have no Piggly Wigglies. We used to. No, they're called cash savers now in Memphis.
So we're back over here in this kind of an empty field, and you'll see how it's kind of looks like there would be what looks like a huge tunnel. See this field that's been down? You really don't want to get caught here by security, but if you look, it's just weird how it extends to this land over here. Like, looks like something was dug out. They filled it back over with dirt at one point. So, are there tunnels under Walmart? Absolutely. The red arrows actually follow along the path where I believe would be the tunnel. And where I was at shooting video earlier, you can see the parking lot looks to have new asphalt extended right over the top of what looks to be the tunnels.
Just recently, this black fence popped up.
Somebody said Sam own Walmart. So is it Sam's that own Walmart or is it Walmart that owns Sam's? Because Christine, you telling me something I wasn't sure about. I just wanted to make sure I'm correct. I know that the same company, like they're under a different umbrella or something like that. Yeah, they bring poisonous food to and that's what happens is like a lot of stores are not conveniently available for certain stuff. And we end up saying, man, especially when you're in a rush, you're on the go, you work, and you think like, damn, I don't got time to really go in there and cook because if I could just go to this damn McDonald's or this fucking Burger King, I could give you something to eat and get in and out. You know what I mean?
On the other side of the train, you can see these sort of train cars or storage units. They look like, I don't know, like train tops. If you ask me, it's like a mobile command center. Over here on the left, I just saw the biggest helicopter I have ever seen. I have never seen so many Walmart trucks.
I see a helicopter. Get to the chopper.
In one spot.
Looking over here at this closed Walmart at Pico Rivera, California. That looks like porta potties. Look inside and see what they look like. Look like FEMA trailer porta potties, Mission Valley Sanitation. Reminds me of stuff I saw in Iraq. Yeah, FEMA style stuff. Over here you see what appears to be NASA on one of their bins. Maybe that's a garbage company.
Oh yeah, let's be clear. NASA is a bunch of bullshit. It's not real because if the Earth is flat, they have an agenda about the world being round. Everything you see is a bunch of bullshit. All that. You know what I'm saying? I can go too deep into that. I'll do that another day. But do your research.
Or something, but that's pretty strange looking. All the outside is closed off. You can't see inside. I walked up to the front and it's all black trash bagged, blacked out. There's some of the obviously a security camera right there. They're keeping watch on their store, their permanently closed store.
This is Walmart Pico Rivera. Just want you to see. You can see in there completely empty. Completely empty in there. Those are the cash registers and nothing behind there. Absolutely empty. I don't know what's going on in there, but it's completely empty. That whole place is empty. Please.
military.
Walmart, Tulsa, Oklahoma, come to take a look at what they got going on. Yeah, they got the secondary security.
Oh yeah, be clear. Let me show y'all something. I wasn't gonna talk about it to the end of the video.
Going on. Yeah, they got.
All right. Y'all see that truck? Let me make sure y'all get a good look at it. Y'all see that truck, right? That company is called U.S. Security. I used to work for that company. I used to patrol the Walmarts. All right. Now I want y'all to follow me for a moment. That was a situation where I was at work and we will always have problems with the car. If y'all look at my old videos, a lot of the time I was in the car or in the truck when I was doing videos, I was at work and I was at Walmart because I used to do vehicle patrol. And I had a situation where I was just pulled, the account just ended, right? And on a Friday evening, they said the account was ending starting Saturday morning. Monday, we had to come to the office and get us a new account, right? He tried to get me to go to the Sears account. I didn't want to go to the Sears account. So I told him, the Walmart in South Haven still has security. Can I go work over there? He said, no, you can't work over there. You have to work at this location. You have to work at this account we give you. I said, well, I don't want to work at any account y'all give me. And this was like my part-time job. I was working 2 jobs at a time. I was working at Phelps, and I was working at U.S. Security. So he was like, well, if you don't want to work at Sears, you're pretty much just rejecting employment. That means we have to just terminate you. I said, you ain't got to terminate me on shit because I ain't agreed to something. I said, if I was working at one Walmart, you're supposed to transfer me to another Walmart because one account is gone, the other one. Then I told him, how is y'all having one Walmart, which is a nationwide account, how y'all separating the accounts from different locations? Well, South Haven is already filled. I said, well, you got to make room. Next thing you know, I had a whole little riff or whatever. Long story short, security at the Walmart in South Haven had an opening. He didn't want me there. Word around town at the office is that they had complaints about me not doing my job. They said all I did was sit still and whatever the case may be. That was a lie. All I did was patrol. I stayed moving. If you looked at the videos I would make, I'm always moving. I was never sitting still. I made that a point because I know they were watching me instead of watching the store. A lot of times shit would come up stolen. They wouldn't even do their job. They were too busy watching me. And that's the car right there is a U.S. Security car. That's the company. Yes. And I don't give a fuck if y'all want to call them. Y'all should ask them, why don't y'all have every account at all the Walmarts in the country? Why is it certain ones? Well, I'll tell you why. The one in South Haven, they have a different agenda. They probably plan on staying open for a long time. And Faith, you'll know this answer too. The one in Elvis Presley doesn't even open 24 hours like the one in South Haven. And that's why I was telling him overnight, y'all have an open post because y'all can't keep nobody out there. So I knew about it. They didn't want me there because maybe Walmart has a thing up because they used to always pick on me too. You got this chick that doesn't come to work, be coming to work 2 hours late, show up at 4 o'clock when she should be there too. I come in at 10, she ain't even there, says she had to go. It's like 9:45, she leave early. They didn't say nothing. Come down to me working overnight. Oh, you ain't doing your job, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Check this out. The Elvis Presley location in Memphis, Tennessee, they close at 12 o'clock. They just start doing it. And I think they close a little bit early now. But that one in Elvis Presley is kind of spooky because they have those tunnels that we were just talking about, the dips and everything. And I thought something happened one day where they had like about 40 people on top of the roof and they were building stuff on top of the roof. And I said, they're going to turn that into a FEMA camp one day. And just like they closed the Sam's Club in Orange Mound, they're going to close the one in Elvis Presley because it's right there in the middle of the hood. It's a predominantly black neighborhood. The Walmart out far east is like half and half, white and black. The other Walmart on the north side, they're not going to close that one because that's where a lot of white people stay at too. It's in the urban areas. You see what I'm saying? Trust me. Now, maybe all the Walmarts are not being closed in the urban areas. I know for a fact here, I'm starting to see it. And this is the company that's responsible for it too. They hold a lot of secrets too. I don't like this company. They hold a lot of weird secrets. Like they try to keep shit under the rug and don't want to talk about certain shit. Like how you gonna bring me to the office then tell me, oh, these people complain about you, such and such, such. I'm like, wait a minute. How you gonna say they complain about me? And you never told me this, and I've been doing this account, what, 7 months now? I ain't had a write-up in my hand. You ain't even told me, called me, said a word. Now you complaining about why I can't go to the South Haven location? Really? Anyway.
Secondary security guard. We just watched one go down over here on the ramp and take a cruise through and see what we can see.
It's completely vacant in there. They have plumbing issues. Why are they ripping everything out of the place? That's what I want to know. Look at it, it's gone.
Empty.
That's right,
yeah,
ATL.
Completely empty inside the store, and it is completely empty. Why wouldn't you just leave the store the way it is, fix the plumbing issues, put everything back? They've gotten the whole place. I just don't understand why you would need to.
Now the back of the Walmart is gonna really fuck y'all up.
Got a complete store.
No, I've plumbed Walmarts.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to gut a whole entire store.
Our Walmart here in Fernley, Nevada.
Kia, your food.
Welcome, Jade Helm Walmart.
Walmart, Midland, Texas. Just got run out of the.
And the one in Midland, Texas is out of sight.
Over here to Roadhouse to eat. Came back out, saw this on my Wi-Fi.
On my Wi-Fi. See that? DHS Mobile Command Center. I used to see shit like that on the Wi-Fi, like why I can't connect? And then it'd be like right there, and it don't have no damn lock on it. Like, why the fuck I can't connect to that Wi-Fi? But that ain't what I saw. I used to see weird shit like that.
Wow. Walmart and the Department of Homeland Security. Here we have NBC News right here. Walmart joins Homeland Security terror fights. We're talking NBC News. We're not talking conspiracy theory news here. We're talking NBC News saying this. Okay, and you saw with some of that video footage I just showed that clearly DHS is there and doing things. And
yeah, right, World News, because you got to remember that pretty much all the Walmarts are pharmacies. You know what I'm saying? They pharmacies, they have groceries, they have food, they have products, they have everything you want is at Walmart. And as far as Jordan Bilbo, I have videos on Jordan Bilbo. I have 2. I got one actually. I got the Jordan Bilbo conspiracy, and Miss Crenshaw has done a lot of videos. She just did another video about one of his Facebook accounts is active again that was once closed. But I'll get into that, another time though.
very odd things. Even creating tunnels underneath.
By the way, Jordan Bilbo autopsy is still not back yet. And if you ask me, he was killed on Halloween, Game 6. Houston was in LA. Houston won Game 7 on November the 1st. I think that was a ritual sacrifice for the World Series. People don't believe that. And, even Crenshaw kind of like, I don't really know, but I'm like telling her, man, that's all signs point to that. No surveillance footage. No proof. They said the surveillance cameras didn't work. The elevators didn't work. I mean, who's going to be walking up and down a damn flight of stairs just to get groceries? You know what I'm saying? And bring them to their room because, remember, they say he was staying there because he had a flood in his home. But his friend got a mansion. A real mansion. I'm talking about 1,200 square foot pool mansion in the backyard. Like, why would you let your friend live in a hotel anyway? Like, bro, and he always in his house. Like, bro, come stay with me, bro, till your shit get together. You feel me? If you ask me, I don't think he was ever found in a hotel. And if you notice, the freedom fighters jumped right on it, and I guess you could say the promo didn't work out too well for him. Nobody fell for it. But that's another story.
The ground from Walmart to who knows where, right? So obviously you probably have seen this video with Janet Napolitano talking about how Walmart's a partner with DHS. Of course, we all know about this. We know about these odd closings of 2015 with 5 of them closed for plumbing issues. And you saw the footage of the vacated Walmarts, which didn't really
it could be a crisis act.
And you even had a plumber mention that you don't need to vacate the entire stock of a store to do plumbing. Obviously, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Now we have
For real. My stepdaddy does. Well, he don't do plumbing no more, but he worked for Hills Plumbing. He said no matter how big the building is, whatever plumbing problems they have, they can control that plumbing problem, and everybody can still come to work. Everyone still can live in at home. Unless there's a flood, other than that, nothing can stop them from doing their job. There's ways to keep it under control. Those are excuses, ladies and gentlemen.
154 more closings in America, just the United States, 260 worldwide. Of course, they have thousands upon thousands of stores, but conveniently, all these stores are being closed within sort of southern Jade Helm states. States where you have sort of a independent spirit, people who believe in their Second Amendment rights, those who would actually want to uphold the Constitution, who would fight against tyranny, right? These type of states. And clearly something's going on here. This isn't rocket science. I mean, that footage was kind of disturbing. Some of those things, particularly seeing all those military vehicles, helicopters, military personnel. Yeah, it just seems a little strange, right? Of course, you probably have seen that recent video put out by C. Irvana here. She put out a video that became very viral. And you know what's odd about all this is very few truthers want to cover this topic. It just seems a little odd to me.
You got a point.
I mean, really, there are several videos about this topic, but it just seems like very few people will cover it. You have various videos, but it's not usually the standard truther community really covering this topic. It just seems to me. And of course, last year, it was only 5 closings, and maybe at first some people were like, oh, it's just 5 stores. But these 5 closings have now blossomed into 154 for this year. And you saw what type of odd footage we have from various YouTubers here on this topic. It's pretty freaking crazy looking. It really is. And I think there is something to this. The fact that Google accidentally released a map showing all manner of closings within a certain state, just like literally every single Walmart in that state was closed. Then you have an insane amount of surveillance equipment at many of these Walmarts. You're going to see a little bit of footage here. I'll show you where it's just like, what in the world is going on here? A lot of people don't want to think about this. I'm not saying that something is going to happen. I look at this maybe in a sense like it's a preventative measure on the part of the government, on the Department of Homeland Security, to quell any type of uprising if certain policies were passed and the people didn't like it, and protests were to go a little awry. Then you might have some sort of minor civil unrest or major civil unrest, and maybe in that case they have this plan A, B, C, and D in place. Walmart's part of it, to where they can easily transition a Walmart into a FEMA camp or whatever type of detention center. There's also a lot of other things. These mobile surveillance towers that have been cropping up at various Walmart locations that just seem really out of place. They're designed for crowd control. Even an old Walmart in Montana being converted into a prison. Clearly, a Walmart could be potentially converted into something like this. Okay, here's where I want to take your mind. Now, just ask yourself if this makes sense, if this is rational. Okay, you have a country full of citizens who have the Second Amendment rights, and you have people who have guns. You have people who have the internet at their fingertips. People who are very concerned about where our country's going. You have a government that wants more and more control, and you see every day erosion of rights. Things are going south. They're going in the wrong direction. You have a government maybe that doesn't operate under the same principles it used to operate under. It's not so much a Christian country anymore, that's for sure. Usually what happens in these type of countries where God goes out of the picture is the government tries to take the place of God, where the government gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is a common theme among many countries where they reject God, and the next thing you know, you have a dictatorship, right? So when God is thrown out of the picture, the government or the person themselves wants to be their own God. And with that being said, is it too far-fetched to think that if the government wants to have full control over a society, that they wouldn't put in place plans in case of civil unrest, that they may build something secretly? Of course, if they just started building them out in the open, you'd be like, what the heck is this, right? But, if they take an existing building that's already there, it's all throughout the United States, they close them down for plumbing issues, you know what I mean? Right. It makes sense to me. It could be a plan A, B, C, D that the government has in place. You can't pretend that they're stupid. Obviously, they're not. They're hoping that you are. Maybe you're a kind of mind-numb robot watching TV, watching your favorite reality show, not really paying attention to anything. Oh, let's just sign away our gun rights. Let's sign away every right. And kind of like you watch some of these Mark Dice videos where he has people sign up.
Mark Dice is another white dude that tells you, he probably gonna tell you 30% of the truth, 30 if you're lucky.
Away their lives. Hey, here's a petition to get rid of the First Amendment. Oh, okay, I'll sign it. I mean, this is the kind of retarded people we have in society these days that watch TV all the time and just are stuck on their laptops, on their iPhones, on their tablets, and it's like all they care about is what they are doing.
Hey, you said drive by 3rd and Union? Where they at the don't tell me where they at. They at where they at? What 3rd and Union? That's it's not a Kroger. It's a Kroger over there, right? Or is what's over there? Superlow? What's over there on 3rd and Union? Hey.
They're not really concerned about society because they've been lulled to sleep. This is what we're talking about here, and obviously you're not one of those people, or you wouldn't be watching this video. But, there's a lot of people around you like this. And, I mean, they're not paying attention to this. They're not paying attention to this at all.
Right.
And, it's something that we should be concerned about. We should be thinking about this. What's going on here, right?
Right.
Do I think they're going to round everybody up? Well, maybe it can happen if there's some sort of huge civil unrest. That's kind of how I'm thinking it would play out. I don't think it's something like they're setting it up so they can round us up later or something like that. I think it's more like a plan B or something where if things go wrong, we got these things in place, to take care of the problem. That's how I look at it.
Right. And all rights to God rules. Subscribe to God rules. You know what I'm saying? I just found this channel today. I'm gonna subscribe to him as well. This is his video. All credit due to him. Fair use. All right. So we're gonna do. We're not gonna do. Well, let's do both. Cause I ain't got but one more video to show y'all. And it's 17 minutes, and I got another one about the RFID chip. If y'all don't know what the RFID chip is, if it's RFID chip, that's the chip that they're trying to make it to where you get employed. You have to have a chip planted into you. i.e. it's called the mark of the beast. If that's what you want to call it. I think it's deeper than that, way deeper than that. Here we go. One more.
So here
yeah, subscribe to Event Horizon. All rights to Event Horizon under fair use. This is his video. All credit due to him. For those who don't know, martial law is how you say martial law. Law spelled backwards. That's what Walmart stands for.
Or at the Walmart in Medford, Oregon.
You mean to tell me the Kroger on 3rd is gone? Damn. What is we gonna do? So that mean White Haven finna get crunk then, huh?
I'm really intrigued by the idea that Walmart might become the processing center for martial law when FEMA camps start up. So I just wanted to show you guys what.
I like the way that Walmart looks. It's got the little wood,
Walmart
log
has,
cabin looking look.
I try to stay away from Walmart as much as I can. But Walmart has the biggest, most like
the Kroger on Lamar is gone too.
You've ever seen.
Something about the Southgate Shopping Center.
So, you know, cameras.
God damn. Airways Shopping Center, right? Is it Southgate? No, that's not Southgate. Southgate is in South Memphis. That's the Airways Shopping Center, right? I forgot. Is that what they call it? Fake?
These.
I know it's about Airways on Lamar. I know what it is.
I'm really confused as to kind of what's. I mean, I guess I'm not confused because.
Right, Monique. What's up with you?
That's exactly what's going on. But it's all right behind Walmart, and the you know, when I first heard of that, you know, whatever you want to call it, conspiracy. Yeah, look at these tanks, man. Not tanks, but just army gear.
See those tanks? See it?
So they're setting up for something. We don't know.
They ready for the business. You see that?
Coming, but we know it's going to involve Walmart and martial law. I think the plan is to make, you know, because everybody's going to want to come to a place where there's food. And they've also got a lot of people that are hooked on prescription drugs. So they're going to show up looking for their pills and whatever they take. And so I think that's why something like Walmart is going to be used to take people in.
Fucking fleets of them, dude. Jeez.
The tanks.
Yeah, I do know one of those tanks could take out 100,000 populated cities, right? At least one tank.
It's insane. There's a fleet of these guys, dude. It's crazy.
As you can see, we're right outside of the port of Tacoma. There you go. There goes like the satellite dish one. Oh, no, now we're going to pass it again. Stop and go traffic.
I want to make sure we don't pass them. They're laying straight up in.
Now, there are soldiers on the back of this. You cannot see this from where I'm at. And trying. They might have already went inside. Nope, there he is. There he is. You can see his helmet right there. There he is. See him? There he is. There are soldiers manned on these. Like, they are ready. It's really odd to see. You know, I've seen a lot of military traffic.
Never manned.
But it's never been manned. This is what's odd, is it's manned. Is that it? Is that? It's got to be a satellite dish, man. It's a fucking satellite dish.
Oh, that's
like
that new shit. That's that new shit. That's that satellite shooter for protesters, man. That burns your fucking skin.
What's going on, YouTube? I was never about the Walmart conspiracy.
You know, they got weapons, like you just said, to burn your skin. They got weapons that can actually shoot, and they can go through the walls, even brick walls, and send like a shock wave. It can make you unconscious, or they can actually kill you without even shooting you with something. They could just send a wave through your wall, through your house. You know what I mean? Like if they wanted to just shut down a neighborhood, they could shut down a neighborhood. They could do whatever they want to do. That's why I said if they wanted to stop shit, they could. just choose not to. You know what I'm saying?
Conspiracy tunnel thing until I seen this shit today in Claremont, Florida, where they have fenced off a large area of the parking lot, which is nowhere near the Walmart store. As you can see, it's all the way up front over here. But they just made basically a big ass parking lot, cut it in half and fenced it off for no reason. None of the employees want to tell us what they're doing. So like I said, I wasn't really on the whole Walmart's tunneling under the earth conspiracy crap until today, because basically the Walmart employees want to act like they didn't just build this big ass shrine of fencing around half the parking lot, and then they pretend like nothing's going on. Like they don't even have an answer for why they have blocked off this whole part of the parking lot.
Tanks are going down to Sacramento.
Where are you going?
Town on 19th. I wonder where the fuck they're going. Number of tanks, look. For days. Hell fucking tanks.
What Trump into now?
You know what they said? IP.
They expect her. Damn. Wait, look at all these girls. This is war stuff.
Jay Stevens, I think this was the video you wanted to record right here. And where a lot of this shit was coming in and you didn't get it. And if you notice, they came in on the train. They checking in, they checking out.
How cool is that? Look how cool that
is. Y'all see that? That was a real jet right there. There they go again.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Falls, Minnesota. Nothing but fucking tanks, man. All the way down. Look at this. This is right in my backyard, man. This is my backyard right here. I just got home, man. I just pulled in my driveway. And this is what's coming through. We are going to fucking war, guys. We're going to war. Trump has officially started World War III. But we know better than that. It wasn't just Trump. We know it wasn't just Trump. We know what Trump is. This is it, guys. This is it.
So I'm here at the now, this is the thing. Shake the bullshit out of your mind about Trump. Trump is no different from everybody you see. They're all puppets. Do not say Trump. Do not say that. Trump is just doing his job, which he has no job. He's just a puppet. His job is to sit there and read a cue card and tell you what they want you to hear. That's his job. You can't say he's doing anything because he doesn't do anything. He has no say-so. In most cases, I don't believe it's a he. That's another story I won't get into. But listen, he or she, whatever, does not control anything. He doesn't. He's a puppet. Obama, puppet. Bush, puppet. Both him and his dad. Clinton, Hillary, every last one. Kennedy, every last one of them, puppets. Carter, Nixon, Reagan, puppets. Trust me, by now, people should stop even waiting for a president. People should stop waiting for elections. People should wake up. Wake up. By now, you should have gotten the point. Y'all still don't get it. You see how everybody said Trump. Last time it was Obama. That's, come on. For real. Think about it.
The land staging area. Phone zooms in.
Jay Stevens. The person speaking is this name right here. It's Huggie Pacino, bro. Yeah.
My phone. Nothing ever works when you need it to work. They're bringing in the convoy of emergency vehicles. Stop shaking.
There they go. Black Cuban just told y'all in the room.
Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Okay, I got a little closer. We have County of Middlesex Task Force. We have Monmouth just passed by.
These videos from last year.
FDNY.
And this is in New York, by the way.
This is a scenario of the routine they have to portray as a terrorist attack via nuclear warhead or EMP was to occur. I already had an officer asking me to leave from the other area, but I'm going to try to sneak over there because that's just what I do. City of Yonkers. It's cool. We got the MetLife sign right in the background. Newark Fire Department, Jersey City Fire Department approaching.
Yeah, Monica, you hang that up.
I expect to see a bigger turnout, but there's still
you too outspoken. The shit wouldn't happen if it was real.
Vehicles and EMS type individuals. This happens to be the last County of Hudson of EMS. We're going to just switch locations quickly. I guess the worst part about living in this kind of area is knowing that these kind of events can actually occur, meaning
look at
terroristic threats, terrorists, bombings.
And let's be clear, there is no such thing as terrorism from other countries in this country. Hang that shit up too. There's no other country that's trying to attack America. Not happening. Let's see the disaster van. I must have missed it. I know I see the convoys though.
Let's stop right here. Zoom in.
Terrorism is in your own government. This is terrorism.
As you see, we have all the medical equipment here set up. All the buses I just showed you are pulling in. These should be going on for 2 more days. I don't know if the whole routine will be done here. I know they're going across the states, including Canada. So,
Jay Stevenson, if you want to contact me, my email will be here in the chat room. Hold on, y'all. You said you was security. Did you see a white van? You said, did I see a white van? No, I never seen a white van. You talking about like when I was at work? Like when I once did security at one point? Nah, I don't remember one.
FEMA-based scenario. For those that you don't know what it's called Gotham Shield 2017. See a couple of vehicles actually stopped. They're waiting for the EMS to come in. See if I can get there a little closer.
You would assume that this is like some natural disaster type shit. Is that the van? Hold on, what truck was that? Hold on, real quick. Hold on, y'all. South Plainfield. Oh, South Plainfield. Okay. Yeah, send me an email. I'll write you back. I ain't gonna be able to copy it and everything right now. Hit me up, though. I'll write back. Steve, Jay Stevens. Damn. What the hell are those? Those look like tanks, but they look like a different type of tanks. Yeah, those are tanks. How are you able to talk on here? I don't know. I got a microphone, bro. Jay Stevens, how old are you? Yeah, those are heavy duty tanks. Look like. Yeah, those tanks ain't no joke. Wow. Yeah, China's way deeper than that. What kind of strain you smoking? The shooter in Vegas, did you hear the guy work for the CIA or the going bad? I think the Vegas shooting is a psyop. At best, I think it's all bullshit. My honest opinion. I'm still waiting on somebody to tell me how he got in there with a bag. Because he had to have a bag to go in the building to even get to that room. So where's the surveillance footage of him having a bag? Because he damn sure ain't getting there without having a bag to hide the guns. You know? Most likely it's a hoax. And the ones that claim they died, crisis actors, if you ask me. Myra, you think so? That's still a long fucking line of them Jim Jones, yo. Yeah, Jay Stevens, what's your age? I forgot, Mark. I got sidetracked so fast. How old are you? $41? Oh, okay. But damn. You need a lot of motherfucking people to run all them machines, I'll tell you that. To run all those tanks, you're gonna need a lot of fucking people.
Should have counted them.
He said I should have counted them. Unbelievable, y'all.
40.
Yeah, Myron, and everybody that spoke about the Las Vegas shooting, they got flagged down. If you had anything that went against the narrative, you got flagged down on YouTube.
Sup, guys? Event. It seems like people are finally starting to wake up. Everyday people are starting to come to the realization that they've been duped. The mainstream media is losing control. Listeners of the fake news outlets are at an all-time low. Nobody's buying their narrative anymore. Everyday people are starting to flock to YouTube for their political news and regular news. Nobody's watching TV anymore, and the elite are nervous.
Yeah, that was my U.S. security job.
They no longer control the narrative. People used to be blinded. They would turn on the TV and believe everything that was coming out of it. Nowadays, people turn on the fake news and they can see the agenda clear as day. The elite are exposed and they know it. If you can't see the agenda when you turn on the news, I don't know what in the hell is wrong with you. Conspiracies are no longer theories anymore. They're realities.
What he said was true. And let me tell y'all this. If another motherfucker tell y'all something about, hey, YouTube is not reliable sources, right? Well, tell them that Fox, CBS, CNN, they all got YouTube accounts. And if YouTube is not a reliable source, tell the reliable sources to get the fuck off the unreliable sources. That's how you do that. That's how you defeat that argument. A witness of the Vegas shoot was killed in her sleep. I wonder why, Cuban. Facts.
The mainstream media has always had an agenda. Create chaos, broadcast, implement a solution, divide and conquer, turn the people against one another, riots, race war, same old shit, just a different network. This is Event Horizon. Peace out.
Shout out to Event Horizon. Sound like the white version of Ice-T. All right, we'll play this 2-minute clip. All right, we'll start at the beginning with this little cute, little chubby, little chunky lady. All right, let's get it. It's the RFID chip. All right, or no work. And this is something they've been probably putting in the making, but let's get into it.
Let me ask you at home, and even the guys here in the studio, a question. Let's say your boss offered you an easier way to log onto your computer in the morning, or bypass having to get change for the vending machine, or even get through a secure door by having a microchip planted in your hand. Anyone? Yes? Anyone? Yeah, well, it's apparently happening, and not everybody's happy about the idea.
I'm stunned to hear that that's actually something that's being considered now. I mean, that sounds so science fiction.
Kind of does, doesn't it? That's why we put Samuel Burke on the task. Apparently the guys in the studio aren't having it. How about you? What do you think of this?
Well, it's experimental, so we can't be sure of what's going to happen. But you know me, I'm an experimental type of guy, so I would go along with it. Just
We know you experiment, you sweet ass nigga. You experiment a lot of shit, don't you? This nigga got sugar. This nigga got too much sugar to tell you. Experiment, yeah, whatever.
when it comes to work, nothing else, hey? But basically, what this company is doing, they're trying this out. I've got to tell you, this is RFID technology. That probably doesn't mean a lot to anybody at home. It's the same technology we have in our badges that we use to get into work. So there's a company in Wisconsin. They're giving employees the option.
Shame, that's real.
50 out of the 80 employees have opted to do it. So they can, instead of using the badge, or instead of using their phone to buy something at the vending machine, or instead of using a credit card, they just have a little chip inserted into their hand right there between the thumb and your pointer finger. It's done by either a tattoo artist or someone who has a license to do piercings put in that way. And it's really just the same technology that we're using inside other devices, only you can't lose it, even though I've been known to lose my hand every once in a while. Now, important to...
Yo, so what happened to just using badges? Like, is that too much of a fucking problem? Like, why I gotta put a chip in me just to get some paper? So you tell me be unemployed if I don't want no chip? Gotcha. Jay Stevens, I can't get your email, bro. I'm broadcasting right now. You know that, right? That's why I asked you what was your age.
Note here, the FDA has granted permission for similar technology to be used before, but they have regulations over concerns of radiation from some of these chips. So there are potential issues out there, but there are regulations in place. I'm guessing you wouldn't do it, Michaela.
I'm completely freaked out by this idea. What if somebody decides to cut off my hand and use my hand to get inside the door somewhere? Okay,
That could happen. But what was interesting is I actually talked to the CEO of the company behind this technology. It's a different company that's using it for their employees, but the guy who's really one of the inventors behind this. And I said, do you have concerns? And he said, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm concerned about hacking. I would be concerned about governments using it for nefarious things. So even the CEO himself says, yes, it could be used negatively.
Experimental. It'll cut down on the people saying, hey, can I just borrow your badge? Because they have to drag you with it. Interesting. Let us know what more we hear about this, Samuel. We'll watch it with you. Thanks very much.
Well. So here we go. We're going to end it with this. Let's move this over yonder. Sit that over there, like that there. Walmart abruptly closes 63 Sam's Club stores. I think Walmart owns them if they said that. Lays off thousands. We'll put that down now. All right, here we go. Let's move this out here now. Walmart is closing 63 Sam's Club stores across the U.S. The company told Business Insider on Thursday afternoon. Remember, this is on Thursday afternoon. All right. After reports of abrupt store closings began to emerge, Sam's Club has not said how many employees are losing their jobs. Each Sam's Club warehouse employs about 175 people, meaning more than 11,000 people could be impacted. In some cases, employees were not told their store had to be closed before showing up to work Thursday. Those employees learned their store will be closing when they found the store's doors locked and noticed announcing the closing. You see how fucked up that is? Like, you come to work and the doors is closed and they never close. Well, it depends on what Sam's Club doors do close. But Walmart, if you're 24 hours, they don't. But what I'm saying is this. You come to work and the doors is closed and you're like, what's going on? You don't even know. Like, can you imagine that? Like, what are you going to do? Like, you just had a job, now you don't have a job and nobody even told you shit. So how do they go about getting that paperwork? How do they even get termination papers? Do they even get paperwork? Do they get transferred? How does this work? Are they just kicked to the curb? What is their final paycheck go? Do they even get paid by pay card? Do they have direct deposit? Because some companies don't. I don't know. I never worked for Walmart. When I did security, I didn't work for Walmart themselves. You know what I mean? So I'm confused. That's weird. What's up, Control? Anyway, we have Sam Club workers told Business Insider that some stores employees were turned away by police officers. Keep that in mind. They said police officers turned them away, not employees of the company, not the managers, not the supervisors, but police. So technically, they said, we're going to close this place up, leave the police to do the dirty work. We're not coming to work. We know all the secrets, but we're not going to tell everybody. We're not going to tell these 175 estimated employees of the job. You see what I'm saying? 10 of the affected stores will be open in e-commerce distribution centers, and employees of those stores will have the opportunity to reapply? The fuck? Reapply for positions. Meaning that it's a possibility they won't even have a job once they reapply. They didn't say transfer. They said the opportunity to reapply for positions at those locations. A Walmart official said this. The remaining stores will stay open for several weeks before closing permanently. All the affected stores were scrubbed from Sam's Club's website on Thursday morning. Sam's Club CEO John Furner notified employees of the closure in a company-wide email sent Thursday. Although a review, it became clear we had built clubs in some locations that impacted other clubs where the population had not grown as anticipated, Furner said in an email. We will be closing some clubs, and we notified them today we'll convert some of them into e-commerce fulfillment centers to better serve the growing number of the members shopping with us online and continue scaling the SamsClub.com business. Sam's Club membership fees, which cost $45 annually, will be refunded to customers affected after closing. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So they're going to say, let's just refund everything. That's crazy. The closing came on the same day Walmart announced the plan to raise starting annually wages to $11, expand employee benefits, and offer workers bonuses up to $1,000. Some club employees were informed of the closings via notices that were sent through FedEx on Thursday, meaning that they wanted to make sure they got the notice. FedEx showed up to my door with a package from Sam's Club, and I was thinking that it may have been my W-2, Nick Townsend said. An employee from Sacramento, California, Sam's Club told Business Insider it was a letter saying they are closing down. I'm unsure of what to do. I have a baby and a mentally sick mother. I'm lost and I'm heartbroken and scared. Unbelievable. We go a tweet. Wow, a whole lot of Sam's Club stuff giving zero notice to workers. That sounds like the management team, all right? They are heartless people. I feel terrible for the thousands of people who lost their jobs. Here goes Sam's Club with their little friendly ass reply. After thorough review of our existing portfolio, we've decided to close a series of clubs and better align our locations with our strategy. Strategy? What's the strategy? Closing clubs is never easy, and we're committed to working with impacted members and associates through this transition. So we have strategy and transitions. I wonder what that means. Let's continue. 3 of the closes are in hurricane-ravaged Puerto Rico. The Barceloneta, Puerto Rico store closed without notice. Over 950 people without jobs. Eliza Cabrera, a Sam's Club shopper, told Business Insider that is the last thing Puerto Rico needed after Hurricane Maria devastated the islands. Here's a list of closes to round up the local media report and Sam's Club employees who contacted Business Insider. The list will be updated as we learn the additional locations. So I'm not going to read all these, but I'm pretty sure it's a whole lot. And it is a whole lot. All these locations. Unbelievable. That's the one, Old Hickory. I know about that one. So I'm not in Nashville, I'm in Memphis. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of y'all in the city you live in, they closed down a Walmart or a Sam's Club today or in the last 3 to 4 days? Oklahoma City, Scorpio lady, they can move and control. In Jersey, what's up, Marsha? It happened. It hasn't happened near me. Trust me, they're on the way. West side of Oklahoma City, East Bay, North California. I already reported them. And I need to holler at Faith about what the hell is going on with all these. They got Kroger's closing down in the city. I'm in Arkansas. I called out. They said, told, no, they open. They did it wrong. Yeah, that's crazy. It's coming. But guys, if y'all don't mind, share this video. Make sure it gets out and make sure people get informed. You know, get your Google on, get on YouTube. You need to be aware of Jade Helm. You need to be aware of the famous camps. This is what Planet of the Fakes preaches a lot. And people sleep and they sleep and they sleep. And let me say something about Oprah. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Tay said something real stupid. Talking about it's the year of the female and the woman and Me Too. Man, Oprah don't give a fuck about you. Oprah will laugh your ass to a FEMA camp. She will laugh at you on the way to the FEMA camp. Because Oprah ain't going to be there. Trust me. You're not Oprah. You are you. So don't sit down. Have your ass sitting up here thinking that Oprah sitting on that stage with the voice of women. That's what's wrong with y'all now. As men, we don't look for a voice. We become our own. And if we do, we support other men with voices. We don't look for someone to stick their chests out and be the voice of men. You understand? So I wish people get up out of that zone. Especially when you got a woman that's damn that's allegedly supposed to be 59, allegedly 30 years former CIA, Sitting up talking about it's the year of the female and Me Too and Oprah. I better get your ass back in the fucking closet with your boogeyman ass. We don't know nothing about you, and you don't know nothing about your damn self. Trust me. Now, I'm going to check in and I'm going to check out. Peace.